Good evening. My name is Anthony Barajas, and this is my mini ethnography study. So, I want to give a little background on the student. For confidentiality for the student and his parents, I have changed his name to Juan. That'll be the name that I go by throughout this presentation. So, Juan is originally from Mexico City. He and his family moved to the United States at the age of 6. Juan has two younger brothers and a younger sister. Juan learned English at the age of 8. It wasn't until about maybe 10 years old that he actually really wanted to interact with his peers in English. Juan only lives with his father currently, and Juan's favorite classes are his chemistry and reading class. He says he really enjoys both of those teachers, and that is part of the reason why they are his favorite, or that is his favorite class. A little information about Juan's parents. So I only spoke with the father, but I do know that the father and the mother are separated. And I do know that Juan has lived with his father for the past 3 years. Juan's father has a high school degree and works in the trades. These are some sample questions I asked. Why did Juan move to the U.S.? How are the lifestyles different here from where his home life was? How are the teacher interactions with him? Some goals that he has when he graduates? His interaction with his peers? And does he feel a part of the school? With this being such a large school, it is very easy to fall out and not feel like you're a part of something. So some of my takeaways, I noticed that Juan is very aware of the cultural differences here. He has emphasized to me that he loves American culture. He's appreciative that his family moved here for him to have a better life and a better chance at success, from what they said. Since Juan only lives with his father and his three younger siblings, he does take care of his younger brother the most when his dad's away from work. He has a 2-year-old younger brother, so he really steps up as that big brother role model as because his dad is away at work. And from what Juan told me, that his dad typically doesn't get home until 5:30 or 6 o'clock every night. But they do share family dinners together every night, and that's time that they really appreciate. They spend the weekends together as well, but during the week, that's one of the few times they get to really spend time with each other. Juan told me he wants to attend college to become an engineer. And then he did emphasize to me that he struggles with his peers due to cultural differences. So I gave Juan, tips. We have different clubs and activities that he can join. He was already a part of our Zuba club here, and he says those people in that club make him feel really welcomed, and they really show him some love. I did a classroom observation, and what I noticed was this was 26 students in his chemistry class. Uh, when I saw Juan's notes, because Juan sat in the middle of the class, so I walked around and the teacher allowed it. They had guided notes. His Juan's were in one was English, one was Spanish, and I thought that was really cool that the teacher made notes to really put them in his home language and in the English language. But however, all the class notes were presented in English, so there were some things, even though Juan was fluent, there were sometimes I heard the teacher say some words, and I can kind of see Juan look like he didn't know what was going on. Um, the structure of the classroom, students are grouped in pairs. So they're just imagine a classroom full of rows and just two desks together. However, it was a science building, so they just had a long desk. In the class started with the warm up activity. The teacher had the students talk in pairs, and then they had them, the one group share out the answer. We did have another group share out the way that they did it, so I thought that was pretty cool. That both groups, felt they wanted to share their response. After they did the notes, I saw Juan working with his partner, and then they submitted the worksheet that they did. Here's my reflection. It was apparent to me that at least the chemistry teacher, I do know one of his other teachers really well. I know they make him feel welcome. It's apparent that Juan has a big role in his home life. Yeah, he still thrives in school. I couldn't imagine being a student having to, go to school all day, go take care of your younger brother, and then have to make time for your schoolwork. I don't know how he does it, so I applaud him for being able to do it. I mean, to me, it's sad to hear that his peers don't make him feel as part of the class or just feel a part of the whole school in general. We're a big school, and it's something that it sucks to see. But it was also nice to find that he found his group though. In the Zubak club, he says he really is engaged with those kids. Those kids really make him feel welcome, and he said those are some of his real close friends. So among the bad things, I'm glad that there are still some good things that came out of, you know, out of his school experience because he's still here for 2 more years. He did tell me when he came here, he said that his teachers made him feel welcomed and they always challenged him to be the best that he can be. And I think that's great, making somebody step out of their comfort zone to really try to strive for greatness. I think that's great. One thing I'll say is I know my school is not where it needs to be, but I think if we take the correct action steps, we can fix a lot of the mistakes that have happened in this school. And we're all human, so we all make mistakes. The question is, what do we do next? And I'm just hoping that the school takes the action plans that we need to. But I will say I'm happy to know Juan has a plan for his future. And I know he's going to leave the school and be set up for success in his home or in his life after high school. So if you got this far, I want to say thank you for listening to my presentation. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you.